Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to Lunch with a Magician 17. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday. I hope your week is going well. I hope your May is going well. I hope your day is going well. It has been a very busy month for this magician. And I forget how busy May is. I have a backlog of photos and of things to share with you all that I'm not good at sharing photos in the moment because I like to be in the moment. At least I've gotten to the point in my life where I remember to take photos. So I think that that's really a lot of progress. But I don't always share them because I'm so present in the feeling and the emotion in the moment itself that I often forget. But anyway, I'm reminding myself next year in April, I hope that I remember to plan a little bit for the craziness that is May. I do have a big family. I mean, I have 3 children, but I have a fairly large family, and my husband has a large family, and I don't know how it happens, but I traveled for work, and then we had the graduations, and then we have a band concert, and when it hasn't been that, it might be something for a sports thing, or there's a get-together, or there's an end of year. And I was talking with a friend yesterday about, she remembers that September is always very busy as well, but there's something different about May. September is often, it's getting back, it's busy, things are starting up again, and I guess we do still have agronomic roots. There's something about the summer that's different from the fall, and the shifting and the harvesting and the planning for the cooler months. But there's something about May, I think it's very emotional. I think it's a lot of endings, a lot of new beginnings, new endings, new culminations, celebrations, and you've got to leave space for it. You don't have to, but I think it's good to leave space to feel it, to process it, to let it move through you, to allow it. And I forgot to do that this year. I forgot to do that, and then suddenly I found myself traveling, going here, there. And then I basically have had time to get home and kind of like rest. I mean, I'm physically tired, and then rest and, take care of the things, whatever's going on in life. There's a fair amount of just managing the things, and then what might be coming down the road, you got to manage those things. And I've definitely gotten off of my game. But I was thinking about what to talk about today, and this word has been on my mind a lot. And I just wanted to talk about it, and I would love to know your thoughts about it. And I'll tell you my thoughts about the word should. So this is the word should. Because it is a word I no longer care for. I don't care for this word anymore. It is a word I still use. I probably use it about other people in a way, I should probably say that they should do something. I'm guilty of that. But I'm learning to let go of it. One of my children, this has been a few months ago, he would fuss at me. Every now and then we'll have a word or a habit or something like, saying, I'm sorry, sort of that a little bit non-conscious apologizing for who you are and what you are in life. I don't know if you've ever had that habit. Some of my children have had that habit of just, there's one thing like you're in the kitchen, you're bustling about, and you bump into someone, I'm sorry. But then I would notice that one of them would start saying, I'm sorry, like too often. Right? Too much. It's like they're apologizing for just being in the world, doing what they're doing. And I've probably done that too. And so that was the one that we've worked on trying to let go of. But another one is should. Because should just implies judgment. And I know that discernment can be important, right? We're all living our life. We're deciding what we prefer, what we like, what we desire, what we care for, what we value, and what we prioritize. So discernment is good. Again, there's a judgment. Is good, is bad. It just is. I think it's an important part of the human process. But judgment gets tricky. Judgment gets real tricky real fast because judgment makes something wrong and then it makes something right. And while even I have very strong opinions about how I want to live my life and what I think is important and what is right for me, anytime we start placing that should and that judgment on others, it gets real questionable. And anytime we look out into the world and we start shoulding ourselves because we see something out there, it also gets questionable because because it's a judgment and it makes you wrong. And when you feel wrong, you can't be right. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I guess one of the reasons I've been thinking about the word should a lot is probably because of these end of year celebrations where I might be getting together with people that I don't see on my daily basis in my daily work life play schedule. It might be family, might be friends, and you end up having a lot of time waiting, right? You might get to a graduation ceremony or a concert and you're waiting and you're sort of looking around and you're talking to people and you're hearing about things. And I don't know if the light keeps dimming out or not. It's dimming on my computer, so I hope that it is not dimming on the video. Make an adjustment here. But I was thinking about that, like, cause I don't know if you're like me, but I tend to evaluate. So I'm like, oh, this person is doing that, or that person is doing this, and da da da, and maybe I should do that, or maybe that would be good to do. And it's the word should, right? It's the word should. You say you see somebody who, maybe they're doing a lot of fun outdoor activities and they're exercising and they're staying very physically fit and they just look healthy and vibrant and good. And I might think, oh, I should do more of that. But what immediately happens that I don't recognize right away always is as soon as I say I should do that, in my brain I start to go downhill and it becomes a battery of self, right? I should do this and I'm not doing this. And then I can either become into a place of excusing why I'm not doing, well, I can't do that because I'm kind of too busy, I've got too many kids, or I've got not enough time in the day, or I've got, so it becomes a sort of excuse making thing, or it becomes, how can I rearrange my life because I'm wrong in the way that I am and I should be doing that. And what will inevitably happen to me before I know it, I just start to feel bad. I feel bad in here. Instead of being at this happy thing and really being present and being able to celebrate with somebody, say if it's happened at sort of a gathering, I'll just start to feel less and I'll feel diminished and I'll feel less than. And when you're feeling less than, when I'm feeling less than, when you're feeling less than, you don't have a lot to give. It's the old saying, give from the overflow, right? I mean, the whole oxygen mask analogy is not just about survival in a crisis. It's about living a life well. If you love someone from your overflow of love for self, it is so much more satisfying. It is so much more expansive. It has so many more opportunities as opposed to loving from a place of lack and scarcity and need. That whole, what was that movie, Jerry Maguire, when you say, you complete me. Like, no, we don't want other people to complete us. We want to be whole and complete in ourselves and give from that overflow, be from that overflow, and financially as well. If you're giving and sharing from a place that's causing you a deficit, it's a trade-off. Then it's this is right, that is wrong. It's the whole judgment. There's something about when you see yourself as less than whole, when you don't have enough money, you don't have enough love, you're not feeling enoughness. Sorry, my nose is really itching. I'm going to have to scratch it. Oh gosh, it's really itching. I have no idea why. But when I'm not feeling enoughness, fullness, wholeness, completeness, and then I start to make judgments about what's wrong and what's right for me and for others. But it's based on a belief in scarcity. It's based on a belief of there's not enough time, there's not enough money, there's not enough love, there's not enough to go around. And then we're judging and deciding this is right, that is wrong. I've got to do this, I can't do that. They can't be done together. Hey, Carrie. Hey, that's my friend Carrie Collingham. Hey, girl. Yeah, I was just talking about like should and judgment and feeling less than and how it all kind of gets tied together. I mean, gosh, my nose is really itching so bad. I know why my nose is itching so much. I'm inside, like there's no like reason for it to itch. But I think that it's really helpful. I'm not going to say it's important. I'm not going to say it's right. But it's helpful to notice when you start to feel a should coming on, like a sneeze. If you're feeling a should coming on, stop for a minute and it just is. Oh yeah, all the things, right? Like it's just, maybe let go of that would. You could use the word could, right? I could do that. I could do that. I could do that if I wanted to do that. And if I wanted to do that, but to find a place of like, you're not wrong, you're not right, someone else is not wrong, they're not right, but it's a possibility. There's so many possibilities in the world. And then you're living from this place of like overflow and excitement, like a little kid, like, ooh, what is the day today? I remember when I was little and I would go see my grandparents, and like on a Saturday, I would get up early. I think I talked about this last week, and I would go out and I would eat this raspberry jam toast, and I would go swing in the tree, and it was just like, what is the day bringing, right? Because there was no wrong or right. It was just, what is excitement for what's happening? And I think if we can little by little start to notice and hear the things that we're doing in ourselves, where we are making ourselves wrong, that, and let go of those. And, you know, there's always the phrase of, I did the best that I could at the time with what I had, right? I'm doing the best that I can right now with what I have and what I know and who I am. And that's good enough. And it's just perfect, and it's good. Don't underestimate the power of your words, the power of your own self-affirmation. I was on a call with some coaches just a couple of days ago, and our head, she wanted to affirm us. And I had the thought, as she affirmed us for being who we are and the contributions that we make, I thought to myself, that is so much power in that word, because as she affirms that, so I am, right? So as I affirm that I am enough, and I am well, and I am complete, and I am whole, and I'm right exactly where I am, then so it is. So it is. And you can affirm something else if you want. You can affirm that you're wrong and you should, and that could have been better. Can you feel that? Doesn't that feel down, right? It's like the feelings of regret and worry, and those are just, they're just not very helpful. They keep us out of that expansive, big mind, that child's mind, that excitement. And so any habit, I'm a little bit rambly today, but any habit that we have where we're taking ourselves away from that expansive, that big feeling, that fullness feeling, that overflow, and that abundance and that enoughness, it takes away from our ability to contribute in our work and in our lives and in our relationships. And so I think this week would be a great week, and I'm going to experiment with it too, and we'll get back together next week and talk about how it went, but just experiment with, as much as possible, every time you think of it, when the little judgments come in, when the I should do this, I could, you know, in your day, whether it's in your work day or your family or financially, just affirm yourself for being right. Affirm yourself that everything is working out for you. Affirm your life. There's a helicopter. Oh, there's a helicopter going by. It's not too loud. It's not like one of those big military planes that sometimes fly over us. But affirm that it is good. It is for you. As my friend Terry says, you know, it is for you. It is for you. It is all for you. It is all working for you. It's all working out well for you. And let's just play with that a little bit. Play with making ourselves right and whole and complete this week, and see how it goes, because I think we're going to feel lighter and freer with more to give and more expansive and more excited about life. All right, that's our experiment for this week. I hope you have a wonderful one, and I can't wait to hear how it goes. I'd love to hear your comments, and if there's anything else that you'd love to talk about next week or anytime, let me know, and we'll put it on the agenda on the topics. And until then, have a wonderful day. Love yourself as much as you possibly can, and I will talk with you soon. All right, see ya.